I know a bit about this already, but just for my students, it'd be great if you wouldn't mind just sort of telling us a bit about your journey from the moment you decided you wanted to work in the fitness industry until now.
Yeah, so when I was 18, I was obese, and it was the journey of trying to get obese to slim and athletic that kind of got me into the industry, because I wasn't using the right information. I wasn't getting any results, which I'm sure your students can understand. Many of your clients face those problems of like trying stuff and not working. So I tried to lose weight for 5 months, and I'd lost like 5 or 6 pounds, which is obviously crap. So I decided to join the gym. I happened to fall in the hands of a very good personal trainer who took me through a great assessment. Was just very honest with me, and he said, you know what, I think you could maybe change this. Recommended me a book. I went onto Amazon, I bought the book, which at the time was How to Eat, Move and Be Healthy by Paul Chek. Ordered the book, read it in the space of a week, started to do a little bit less cardio and some more weights. I didn't stop cardio, but I just did a bit of weight training, did a bit of core training and stuff like that. And I lost 4 stone in 4 months, and then the last 1.5 stone took a little bit longer. And it was that rapid change in my journey that inspired me to get into the fitness industry. And I actually just did Paul Chek's exercise coach course, kind of a personal trainer course, just to get more knowledge for myself. And then I was like, oh wow, this is really cool. Then I did his nutrition stuff, and then it just kind of kept going a little bit. And then I went away traveling and came back and kind of just sat down and went, I don't really want to do what I was doing. And then I invested a lot more time and energy into personal training. So I qualified as a personal trainer, as a nutrition coach, and also in massage, because massage, I felt a lot of my clients were asking for it, and I've always felt that I've just naturally been quite good with my hands as an artist. I always worked with clay and stuff when I was a kid, so I thought it can't be that hard. So I did a massage course and added that to my service. I worked in a studio gym for 9 months, and that was because the trainer that I'd got the original assessment from in my gym, he was opening up a studio, and he said, do you want to come work with me? So I went and worked in his studio for 9 months, and it was a good experience. I learned a lot from them, but being young, I had things that I wanted to do and explore, and I just felt kind of too settled. And bear in mind, I was only 21 at this time, so I was very young. And decided to go to university. Went to university at Hull, and I studied sports performance and coaching, which is kind of basically sports science with a bit more of a lean towards developing athletes and high performing individuals. While I was at uni, I obviously covered really fundamental stuff like biomechanics, physiology, psychology, different kind of coaching modules about actually coaching children and adults and that kind of stuff, behaviour and interaction. And then in my 3rd year of uni, I did a dissertation. It took me nearly a year, and I compared 2 groups of people, both 40 people, and I compared kind of an individualized approach to nutrition compared to the government's Eat Well plate. And we tracked energy, mood, sleep, everything, and fat loss. The fat loss was similar-ish. It was better in the group that was a bit more individualized. But the big thing that I saw, and this is what got me even more into nutrition, is everyone changed their level of well-being, their health, their sleep. They were just happier, healthier people. No, the individualized nutrition.
Yeah, okay.
So at the time, I was a big fan of a concept called metabolic typing. I'm not anymore. I don't think nutrition needs to go to that level, and it's not scientifically proven.
You think it's overcomplicating it?
It's overcomplicating it, is. Yeah, it's one step too far in individualizing nutrition. People just don't need to go there. But anyway, the key thing is we were looking at the person, giving them the best dietary solution, making it as much real food as possible, making it as low allergen as possible. So we were looking at potential allergens in the diet and whether anything was causing a reaction. And for me, the results were profound, and they were so profound that my university professor marked me down because he didn't agree with the outcome, just because it challenged his opinion rather than looked purely at what I'd done. And that was a real defining moment for me to kind of stand up and challenge other people, because I fundamentally saw his opinion as wrong, because I'd analysed the research. The research had said something different, and he was still willing to stand there and go, oh, I think you're wrong, and marked me down. And I actually got a secondary assessment on my dissertation when I was at uni, and they said I should have got a first. And that annoyed me because I got a first in a lot of modules, and I would have come out of uni with a first. But I got a 2-1 instead. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. The score means nothing. Now, in my second year of uni, I was fortunate to see that there was a rise in this kind of online community. Everyone was getting on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. And I knew that I didn't want to be a one-to-one trainer long term. That wasn't my personal ambition. But I kept being a one-to-one personal trainer till about 2012, 2013. And then I moved completely into the online domain because I started working in education and training other trainers. So at my second year of uni, I started an online nutrition business. That failed miserably, but I learned a lot. And then I started again in my third year of uni, built another business, and sort of kept doing that alongside my personal training. The personal training was always the bread and butter of my income. And at the time when I was at university, and I think this is really important for personal trainers, I kept testing myself on what I wanted to do. So the reason I went to university is I wanted to be exposed to lots of different environments. So I worked in elite sport for a year as a volunteer. I worked with Hull KR Rugby League team, which is a Premiership rugby team, and I worked in their strength and conditioning department. I worked with kids at a school, so I got to learn how to coach and interact with people that literally didn't have many brain cells, because kids, they do have a short attention span, so you have to manipulate the environment very quickly, and I think that teaches you a lot about coaching people. I also worked in an off license. I worked in a bar. I was also working as a personal trainer in a fitness first gym, and I was doing the online thing. So I was constantly challenging myself. I also got a job as a personal trainer on fitness retreats. So I flew out to Portugal, Mozambique, and lots of cool countries and taught people how to be fit and healthy in the space of like a week.
Wow.
So the key thing there is I kept finding out what I wanted to do. I kept challenging myself rather than just dumping myself in a gym and going, is this right for me? Is it the only option in personal training? And the reality is there's tons of options that people don't look at career-wise. If I think about the way that I teach our nutrition students, I always say to them, okay, you can go and work in a gym, you can go and work in a clinic, you can go and work online, but you could also go and work in schools, in councils. You could help formulate food products or supplements. You could help try and affect change or policy. You could work in charities. There's loads of environments to apply skill, but quite often trainers just think, me, go into a gym, see if I like
One
it.
role.
And there's just so many different roles. So in about 2013, we ventured into education. I started to teach trainers online and in person, doing seminars. And then that kind of sort of evolved. We did a lot more coaching. In 2016, I set up a supplement business because of my frustration with the supplement industry. And then today, I kind of mentor and teach people. We educate through nutrition courses, then we sell supplements, and I just do a few random things to keep me excited, interesting, and testing myself. And that's kind of been the journey to date.
Wow, that's brilliant. Yeah. Okay.